All right, everyone. We had I'd say it was a waiting day here for gold before price really moved. It was definitely a waiting day here. So let's go over, step by step the trades. Well, I only took one trade, so that's the only thing I can talk about. And then we'll go over some other scenarios here as well. So let's take a look at this over here. History today. I only took one trade. And this was the sell that you see right here. That's the only trade I took. Let me zoom in here a little bit. So this is the trade I took for about 22 pips. So this is where we had support. Candle came down, broke with closed with no wick at the bottom, and then we had to move up and then we moved down. Now let's take a look at this on a 15-minute time frame. Looking at the 15-minute time frame, we can see this is where the trade went down. So initially price moved up. If you were looking at this live, we were basically, now I'm going to adjust this support based on the 15 minute. So when you were looking at this live, price was moving up at this point. We were creating a wick. We haven't really broken the low. And this is something we also discussed in Discord as price was moving, that if we break below 22.90.50, there's a very good probability we can continue to push down. Right, so price moved up, came down. As we started to break the low, sells were executed, price came down about 15, 20 pips, secured positions, and that's about it. Now, the next question could be that where was the stop loss, right? So if we take a look at this and say that, okay, maybe the stop loss was above this wick. If we measure that wick, this was 40 pip stop. Was the stop loss 40 pips? Absolutely not. So I looked at this and I'm like, okay, if I'm executing right over here and my stop loss is, 40 pips, what can I look at to make the stop loss smaller? Now, this is something I don't do all the time, only sometimes. Like if I'm taking, let's say 100 trades, I'll maybe do this 5 to 10 times, right? So I drop down to the 5-minute time frame and I'm like, all right, let's take a look at this right here and see what's happening on the 5-minute. Now, one thing to understand is that this was the start of the 15-minute candle, right? This is the 5-minute time frame. The first 5 minutes of the 15-minute moved up and we created that top wick. This is the second 5-minute candle of the 15-minute that came down. This is the last 5 minute of the 15-minute that was starting to come down. So that's where the sell was executed. I didn't look at the 5-minute to execute. I was only looking at the 15-minute, okay? I wasn't looking at the 5-minute. As the 15-minute broke the low, I took the sell, and then I'm like, okay, maybe the stop loss can be above this current 5-minute candle, because something that we've talked about a lot is whenever there's a lot of volume in the market, it's okay to look at the smaller time frames. Now, when I took the sell, the stop loss was 15 pips. I was like, okay, that's fine. Because if I'm looking at price to move down, we should continue pushing down towards, 22.87, which is 33 pips away. And that's something we also talked about in Discord. If you look up my name in London session, actually, let me show you this right over here. Okay, so let's go towards the London session. Search in channel, which will be London. Very quickly, I'm going to show this to you. And Raja Banks right over here. Search in channel, bear with me over here. Search in. Is this one? Yeah, this one right over here. So we scroll down, go towards the second page, and about to close. I think this was it right over here. No, this was not it. It was before the lunch session. If you go down over here, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, right over here. Same idea. Dar had the same idea. If we jump over here, you can see Dar had the same idea right over here. I'm thinking sells below 22.950. Same idea. Like below the candle of the low would be great if you get an impulse entry to continue to 22.87. Right now. So since the stop loss on the 15-minute was way too big, look at this, 40 pips. So I was forced to look at the smaller time frame, 5-minute, to have a stop loss right up over here. And as soon as price went in profits, I put my stop loss at break even, because if it's going to come up, I should be out at break even. I want to be safe because it's Monday and like, the first trade of the week has to be a profitable trade, like. But if it would have went in drawdown, I think I would have closed 50% as it would have went in drawdown. I would have closed 50%, but I guess we'll never know. Okay, let's move on. There was another situation that happened right over here because we were waiting for price to kind of like, break above this area for price to move up. And I think a lot of people took this trade as well because right here we had price at a resistance level. And this is also from our breakdown we posted earlier on as well. This is a resistance. Price basically broke above this area. And then next candle came down. We formed some sort of minor support. And as this candle broke above the high, this is where price started to move up. And a lot of people in the Discord also took the same trade as price started to move up. So you can see how, like, there was one sort of like, kind of like, clean move. Then we went back up in the range. And this was like a very tough range. And a lot of consolidation happened right over here. A lot of times you're going to lose when price is consolidating. So you have to just wait for the perfect setup. Because if we look above, 2301, look to the left hand side, you have sort of like clean range here moving, right? Even though you get a little bit of a problem area right here, but if you trust the range in the high time frame, like the 30-minute time frame, we had absolutely clean range here to the left hand side. Also, if you look at this candle on the 30-minute, which is where when a candle closes with a small body, I forgot where I talked about this. If a candle closed with a small body with a rejection and next candle broke above the high, very high probability we're going to move up. Very high probability. Looking at the 15-minute time frame here as well, the market structure gave it away. That we formed some sort of minor support. We broke above this area. Well, if we're making a higher high and a higher low, what's the probability we're going to continue to push up? There's a high probability. There's another impulse entry that happened right here, which I think some traders took this in Discord. Let me see over here. If you go towards, actually it's not opening. But anyway, this was a impulse entry scenario. It's a little bit late in the session, but still it kind of like, worked out perfectly. We moved up about 40 pips here, respecting the low. We broke above the high. Perfect example of an impulse entry. But the main thing to understand is this trade over here where the stop loss placement and, with impulse entry, with the candle closing with no wick at the bottom, with the rejection here to the top side, that's something you have to understand very, very carefully, and it's going to help you a lot. So hope this helps. We're going to see you guys tomorrow on chat. I'm going to be available tomorrow on Discord, but main thing is we're going to see you guys for the, I think the London session on Wednesday. Take care.